Okay. So for part A, correct? What are the things you need? Okay. So these are the things that you need for part A. If I have A over B and times by another function that involve X. Okay. So what I need to do is I have to write it as A times B, then the function, it can be any power. So this is the first thing. Never ever let B be part of it when you bring up. So that is the first thing. Okay. Are you clear? And another one is talking about ln. Okay, we know that ln A over B, or I will put fx over gx, then I will change it to 2 ln, correct? So these are all the formula that you must have in your mind and must be at your fingertips. Do you understand the meaning at your fingertips? That means once you want it, you can recall and you will use it correctly. And another one, ln fx to the power of n. Straight away, I won't think twice already. I definitely will write it like that. So in this question, I'm testing you on all this. Do you get me? Simplify. Okay. You have to master all this formula. Copy down on you here in your brain. One look, I know. Like one look at a student, I know whether the student will listen to me or not, or dreaming. So that is how you should master your max formula. Okay, so now for part A, that is how I'm going to solve. So my fx, I'm going to write it as 5 over e. And x to the power of -3. This is negative n, sorry. So this one will be so that is the first thing I can straight away change. Yep. -3. Close. Okay, the other one, there is no, the constant all are 1, am I right? So I can straight away plus e to the power of -3x. Take away 5 times of ln 1 minus x. Okay, so in this question, I test you on simplify. No mark will be given. Because if you simplify correctly, you'll get the right answer. That's it. Okay, you may have other way of simplify, but it take you a longer time, then you are penalized by the time. See or not? I won't penalize your mark, but you are penalized by the time. You penalize yourself. Okay? So I will leave it to you how you want to simplify. Okay, so now I can start to differentiate. So the first one, when I differentiate, I'm using the power terms rule. Correct? Because it's x to the power of something. So I will say 5 over e multiplied by the power take away 1. This is called power terms rule. Plus, okay, exponential terms, we will copy down the whole thing times by the What? Yeah, the rate of change of the power, that is -3 plus 5. When I want to find the rate of change of long term, I will prepare a fraction line. Then I will fill in the blank. That is, and up there, I'm going to write down the rate of change of whatever in the log. You don't have to rush. You just slowly talk to yourself. Okay, it's -5. Yes, young man, I'm wrong. Thank you. It should be minus. All right. Are you okay? So now, if the question says you don't have to simplify, so you don't simplify. So you can just straight away put down you just put down like that, you will get 3 marks. But if the question didn't say you don't have to simplify, then I think it's your responsibility to write it like that. -15 over e times x to the power of 4. Take away 3 over e to the power of 3x plus 5 over 1 minus x. So you got that correct. If you are able to write the final answer straight away, I give you 3 marks. You go and look at all your practice SAT. Every time, first question, first part is like that. Am I right? Hello? Are you clear? Okay. So I definitely will test you all on your simple rule. Yeah. Okay. Any question on simple rule? Miso also learn like you. Because I need to go to the next page. So I need to see the question. I don't have a question in my notes. Okay. So now when you look at part B. So in this question, I test you, do you know what are the constant in maths? Correct? So when you, don't worry. When you look at your, okay, the question given gx is equal to ln 2 times 1 minus e to the power -x to the power of 5. So what rule should I use? So I will view this as a number, that is my ln 2, times by a function to the power of n. Am I right? So I compare with that. So if I have a number times by a function to the power of n, what rule should I use? Chain rule. So can I straight away apply? Can. So when you apply chain rule, so you put down your g prime x. G prime x means the gradient function. Okay. So whenever you have a long term, it's good to bracket it. So it's telling you you cannot bring any number into the log. Okay. So what is the chain rule? Multiply by the power. I purposely write slowly. For those who don't know how to do, you better do. Multiply by the power. Copy down the whole thing. Faster copy lah. Copy down the whole thing. Power take away 1. Time by the derivative or the rate of change of whatever in the bracket. For exponential, copy down the whole thing. Time by the derivative of the power. Close. So this is equal to negative times negative, you get positive. So it will be 5 e to the power negative x ln 2. Usually ln 2 we write at the back. You want to write in front also, nothing wrong. 1 minus e to the power negative x to the power of 4. Don't be fearful of the thing is complicated. How complicated is if you know the rule, you just follow the rule step by step. Are you clear? Okay. So I test you on simple rule, I test you on chain rule. So can I continue? Any issue? Okay, now for part C, y equal to pi over 1 minus x. So straight away in my mind, your mind very important. Pi is a what? Constant. So I'm going to pick someone and ask what rule should I use. Nas, what rule should you use? Online one. Tell me, what rule should I use for this one? Hello, you forgot my rules. If I call you, you didn't respond to me, 1 mark gone for your SAT. Nas, oh, you are there. No, I'm calling the one online. By the name Nas, I don't know who is that. Yes. What rule should I use for C? Yes? Chain rule. Yeah. Chain rule, because up there is a number. Either up there is a number or down there is a number. I know I have to use chain rule. Or I use simple rule. Correct? So simple rule, there are many. I have given you a lot to simplify. So you should know how to simplify a lot of form. So this one, okay, I will write down pi. Bring it up. Power negative 1. So I'm ready to use chain rule to find the slope function or gradient function. So dy dx follow the rule, multiply by the power. I go slowly is for those who are not familiar with the rules. Copy down the whole thing. Power take away 1. You should write down the answer before I write down. That's why I pause. Power take away 1. Time by the rate of change of the function that is in the bracket. That is negative 1. You see, I purposely set it in such a way. I don't want to put plus. I purposely put it minus. So it will become pi divided by 1 minus x squared. Because negative times negative, we get positive. Yeah. Can or not? So chain rule. Okay. So far, so good? Good. Can we move to D? So let's go to part D. Okay, let's look at part D. Okay, young man who is looking at the handphone with the white t-shirt. Part D, what rule to use? Why product rule? Because two function. Which two function are you talking about? Yeah, because the E, the power is a X, correct? So this is your U and this is your V. Am I right? So do you remember the products rule? H prime X is equal to, yes, Dixon, give me product rule formula. No, I want the formula first. V U prime plus U V prime, correct? So if you don't want to memorize the formula, you will say differentiate the front time by the back plus differentiate the back time by the front. So that will be much easier. But if you are not very good at that, okay, you just remember one differentiate, one don't. You find the product, then you add up. So you write down properly, U is equal to E to the power X. So you straight away get your U prime equal to E to the power X. Correct? Actually, you have to times 1. Here, I know already, so I don't times. Yeah, because 1 time anything is still 1. Okay, your V is 1 minus ln X squared. Okay, so this one you have no choice to use the chain rule. So your V prime, use chain rule, please. Multiply by the power, copy down the whole thing, power take away 1. Time by the rate of change of whatever in the bracket, that is negative ln X, you get negative 1 over X. Yeah. So if you want to make the whole thing look much better before you substitute, you just put down negative 2 over X times 1 minus ln X. Please put in the bracket, please. If you miss out the bracket, the whole thing I will mark you wrong. Because afterward you have to multiply. So don't leave it, especially when your U and V involve more than one term. You better bracket it. So therefore, your H prime X, there's your gradient function will be, you just remember cross and plus. So for those who are not very good in memorizing formula, what you need to do is you write it nicely, then you will know what to do next. So it will be 1 minus ln X squared times E to the power X plus e to the power x times negative 2 over x 1 minus ln x. So if this is 3 marks, you work until here, you got 2 marks. If the question says you do not need to simplify, then you will get all the 3 marks. Okay, if the question didn't say, then it's your responsibility to take out the common factor. So there are one common factor here, another common factor here. Power 2 means 1 plus 1. Clear? So I will take out all the common factor. What are the common factor? E to the power x and 1 minus ln x, power 1. So the term, the first term, yeah, take away 2 over x. So this is called your simplified form. Get it? That is called factorize. Factorize means first you take out the common factor. If there is no common factor, I still want you to factorize, means if it's a quadratic, you write as a linear products of 2 linear functions. So factorize got 2 meanings. First is take out the common factor. Are you okay with D? So let's go to E. If anyone who has tried your exercise in your textbook, you will see this question in the textbook. Am I right? So whenever I have ln, I purposely set this for those who didn't do the textbook work. So whenever I see ln, still remember just now the ln formula? So I say you have to make it, you have to make the power of x bring in front first, correct? Before you do anything, correct? So whenever you do differentiation, you don't rush. You know there are certain formula you must apply first. Don't be so eager to get the rate of change function. Yeah. Depend on the form given to you, observe carefully, then make a decision. Okay. So I will write this as x times ln x. So what rule should I use? What rule should I use? What rule should I use? What is your name? Yeah? Lian. Product rule. Yeah. So your U is x, your V is ln x. So please use the product rule and get the answer. Okay, got the answer? Ln x plus 1. Am I right? Okay, so I will work it out for you to see. Never mind, those who are working, so you have to work fast. U is x. V is ln x. So your u prime is 1, your v prime is 1 over x. Correct? Cross and add. That's it. So your dy dx will be equal to ln x times 1 plus x times 1 over x. Okay, so that will be equal to ln x plus 1. Okay, before we go to part F, can I add a question to this? Okay, I add a question, huh? So you all can continue. If I say find the equation of tangent at x equal to 0. Is it possible? Why not? That is not the right answer. Why? If I say find the equation of tangent at x equal to 0, okay, Miss Do's answer will be no solution. Or I said the tangent at x equal to 0 doesn't exist. Can you explain why? You see, you make the same mistake again. Because y equal to ln x to the power of x is undefined at x equal to 0. Am I right? So you see, you must know how to explain if there is no solution, why there is no solution. You must learn how to explain. We have been going through this for many times already. I think this must be the 3rd or the 4th time I'm talking about it. Young people, I'm triple your age. How can my memory be better than you? Ridiculous, correct? Not logic, am I right? Okay. You get me? So now I'm going to reset the question. Find the equation of tangent at x equal to 2. Okay, you may start now. Okay. When we want to find the equation of tangent, we have the gradient function already. Yeah. So first of all, I know that I have to sub into this formula. So I have to know the gradient at x equal to 2. So I write down when x equal to 2. Gradient dy dx is the gradient of the tangent. Am I right? It's the gradient function for the tangent. So I straight away substitute x equal to 2 plus 1. So this is the gradient. And when x equal to 2, I also need to know the y coordinate. That is ln 2 to the power of 2. You can write it as 2 ln 2. Why I want to write it as 2 ln 2 and not ln 4? The reason is because later I can simplify because the gradient got ln 2 there. So I have 2 ln 2, 2 times ln 2 equal to ln 2 plus 1 times x plus c. Am I right? So this will be 2 ln 2 equal to, you expand this is 2 ln 2 plus 2 plus c. So your c is equal to 2, negative 2, sorry. So therefore, equation of tangent is y equal to the gradient, that is ln 2 plus 1 times x minus 2. Clear? So sometimes you have to make a decision whether to change it to ln 4 or 2 ln 2. You look at the gradient there. See or not? If you write this as ln 4, then afterward you have to change it and how to simplify that again. You see or not? So everything that you do, you better look carefully. Everyone, you are expected to know how to find the equation of tangent. So in this lesson, okay, we told you what is the expectation from us. All the simple rule, all the chain rule, product rule and quotient rule, and all the rules for differentiation you must know. So this will be the scope of your SAT 1. Okay, let's settle the last part. I will test you with all the rules. Okay, you can't miss any of the rules. Okay, so for the last part F, so that will be definitely I will use quotient rule because up there is a function, down there is also a function, correct? So I will take my u as e to the power x. So u prime will be equal to e to the power x. Yeah. Some of y'all like to do it like that. I prefer to do it like that so that I can cross. Or you do it like that also is fine. So your v is equal to 1 minus x to the power of half. So your v prime will be equal to chain rule Okay, e to the power x divided by 1 minus x. Okay, then you look, this is whatever on top here. The remainder, square root of 1 minus x. Minus times minus, you get plus. Okay, this part is simplified. For those who are not very good at simplified, during the exam, if I say you do, I didn't say you do not need to simplify, correct? You work until here, just leave it. Forgo the 1 mark. You get what I mean? But those who want to get A plus, you must know how to simplify. Are you clear? You don't want to stress yourself up. Especially when you see something that is very complicated. But if you are the A plus, you want to get A plus, you make sure you know how to do it. Okay? So this is equal to e to the power x divided by 1 minus x. Okay, so I make this to become a single fraction. So this is 1. Still remember, I teach you how to make it to become single fraction. Cross, then write down the denominator. So this is 2 into 1 minus x plus 1 divided by 2 root x. Root 1 minus x. Are you clear? So I will have ex. There will be 3 minus 2x divided by 1 minus x. You see, I bracket it up, times by 2 square root of 1 minus x. That means that is also 1 minus x to the power of 3 over 2. Correct? So you can just leave your answer like that. Are you okay? So if this is 3 marks, correct? And I didn't say you do not need to simplify. You will get 2 marks if you write until this step. So this is only 1 mark. So if it take me so long, yes? Yeah, V square. Yes, definitely. Yeah, this is the V square. This is a quotient rule.
Teacher.
Yes.
This question can use product rule, right? Cannot.
Hello?
What?
You want to use products rule is your choice. I leave it to you.
The marks is like the same
It's
thing,
the same.
right? Yeah.
I will give you the same as long as you can simplify until this stage.
Okay.
I don't care. I definitely will give you a question whereby if you use product rule, you are going to trouble yourself. That's it. I know what question to choose and ask you. Because you take it as quotient rule is something that is redundant. But I'm telling you, if quotient rule is something that is redundant, then why mathematician want to set another rule for it? Definitely there is a purpose. All right? Okay. So on that note, I do a complete revision of your SAT1. If you still tell me that you don't have enough time to practice for your SAT1, then you go and complain. Then I will know how to answer to it. All right? I teach you, I repeat, I give many examples. Okay, I complete the whole thing. So please do your textbook exercise. So from tomorrow onward, I will go through the textbook exercise. If any question, I will try to answer for you, and also your SAT practice. Get me? I didn't take up your time. I used the 6 hour days entrusted to me every week to prepare you for every single test. So you don't say I have to spend a lot of time in maths, huh? Okay, thank you, class. I need to go run to another class.